idea.
I don't know about it. I could tell you.
Now let me sleep. Why is everyone picturing me whilst I sleep?
I don't think that were real.
No, that's all. Oh no. He's got to sleep in peace.
I wouldn't mind being under there. Stood underneath that. Oh.
Two, four,
Somebody answering.
6, 8, 9.
He's been here before they got rid of the big daddy.
Right.
He was huge.
Was it?
He went to retire.
Did he pass away?
No.
There's loads over there. Well, not loads, but quite a few. It starts at 4.
4?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Daddy. Yeah. You can have a listen. It's 4 o'clock, so we've got ages yet, so we can have a walk round and then we can come back. Alright? What's on there? Let's take a picture. No, Grace, don't do that, please. You'll fall and hurt yourself.
Okay, Alex. Picture at the top.
You got a picture at the top, right? Get the top then.
Oh, they're all coming back. So this is the Sealions. Look at them. See, I can't even tell what it's actually recording because it's too bright, the sun.
You want to use me hurt?
No, it's alright.
It's alright.
There's one coming round now. No, it's okay. I'm using my Olympus pen. I'm hoping that the quality on this is alright. Just because my other camera decided to run out of battery. It's so hot, I just feel like getting in with them. That water looks cool.
Clean.
Looks like Portugal. The beaches when we went there. Apparently there's a show here at 4 which we're going to see, so. What time is it now, Mum? In 45 minutes. I'm going to try and get it for you all, just because I think it would be cool to post on my YouTube channel. I don't know whether it's going to go on my vlogging channel. There's only one other video on there, so I might just put it on my main channel but as a vlog. So this would be my first vlog and my first video which includes my mum. She's gone wandering off now. We're over there now, so I'm just gonna switch it off and come back.
As well. Now, believe it or not, Anya and Gina are actually sisters. As well, they do like to show they've got a close bond, but when there's a crowd, just like ourselves here watching today, they do get a little bit embarrassed. So what we need to make sure is that we give them lots and lots of encouragement throughout today's display. So when they do this, we need to put our hands together as well for them. And they really do appreciate all of the rounds of applause and noise that we can make for them here today. But there is something that they also really don't appreciate, and that is being mistaken for a seal. As we can see, they're not a fan of that at all. Okay, but not to worry, because our two girls, they have agreed to show us a few key differences between seals and sea lions. So look at the side of Anya's head. Charlie's going to point out a little sticky up flap of skin, and that is in fact a sea lion ear. Now seals, they don't have these. They've just got little round holes on the side of their head, which are covered up by fur. So there's our first thing that we can look out for, but there's also something much, much bigger. as well. We can look for those big front flippers that they're showing off so splendidly there. Now if we look at the size of Charlie's hand, it's about the same size as a seal's flipper, and we can see Anya's is about 2 or 3 times bigger than the size of Charlie's hand, or indeed a seal's flipper. Now because of these differences, it also means that our sea lions are able to move around on land quite a bit differently as well. So if we look at Gina as she is moving about here, we can see all of her body is up off the floor. She can run along the front of her beach. She's pretty quick on land, really. She could even go upstairs if she wanted. But Gina can also, for our convenience, show us just how a seal might also move on the front of the beach. So we can see the difference here. There's quite a big one. She'd be dragging herself along with little tiny flippers and a belly just rubbing along the ground. A bit like a big slug. Really not as graceful as a sea lion moves. Let's give her a big round of applause, everybody. Now to ask our sea lions to do these behaviours for our displays, we use a training technique called positive reinforcement training here at Blackpool Zoo. Now this involves when the sea lions do something good, something that we've asked them to do, we give them a reward for it. Charlie's got a target stick in her hand. She's pointing to a red end. The sea lions are colourblind, but they can tell the difference in the shades. And this just means that they know to touch that red end. And whenever they do, Charlie will blow her whistle. This means that they've done the behaviour she has asked them to do. And then they know they're going to get a fishy reward for doing so. And as you can see, we can build this up to such an extent, we can start to lead our sea lions around our enclosure, and we can build up a really good bond with this target stick, and we can send them into the water. And as we're going to see in a minute, that's just the start of what we can do with them in the water. But we can also lay Anya down for some really simple basic health checks as well. And this just lets Charlie check her over for any cuts, bumps, scrapes or grazes. And we can even do exactly the same on Anya's underside as well. And this saves us getting any vets involved, which can be stressful. But how is she there, Charlie? We've got 2 thumbs up. She must be in good condition. That's always great to hear. Let's give Anya a big round of applause, please, everybody. Now, of course, I did mention that target sticks are just the start of it. So let's take our attention to the back of the beach and Khaled, who's also got a target stick, and he's going to very gracefully dive into our sea lion pool today. Now, one of our sea lions is going to come down and they're going to touch on to that target stick that Khaled has in his hand there. So we've got Anya, she's come down, as you can see, immediately onto that target stick because she knows exactly where she needs to be, able to move Khaled around there in the water with absolute ease. And then when Charlie blows that whistle, she knows she's done what has been asked of her and she comes right back onto the beach. Let's give her a round of applause, everybody. Very, very impressive there, Anya. Now, of course, I did say the target stick is just the start of the training we can do with our sea lions, even in the water. We can then go on to use parts of our body as the target. And as you can see here, Khaled's very, very easily using his hand as the target for Gina now, where she is able to just move him around again in the water until, of course, Charlie blows that whistle, so she knows she's done enough to get her fishy reward, of course. Round of applause to you, Gina. Thank you for that. Now, it doesn't just have to be a hand or a target stick. We can use, as I said, pretty much any part of our sea lion trainers' bodies as a target for our sea lions. And Khaled's going to demonstrate this for us just now as our 2 girls head into the water for him as well. Now, luckily Khaled is quite clean, so his feet aren't going to put our sea lions off too much here today. But as you can see, they're more than capable of touching on to that target, which is of course now Khaled's feet, and pushing him along in the water. They're very powerful animals, and just have a look at how they are swimming. It's very different to how we would see a seal swimming along in the water. But let's give them a big round of applause again, please, everybody. Well done, you 2 girls. Now next time they do get back into the water, just have a look. They're using their front flippers here, not their tail, to push them along as a seal would do. And those big, powerful front flippers have lots and lots of muscle all around their shoulders and their chests to help them be really, really powerful and quick animals in the water. Now again, they're just going to pop into the water. They're going to touch on to Callum's feet, but in a different way this time, because they're going to demonstrate just how sea lions can dive down as well. They can hold their breath for up to 10 minutes whilst they're hunting, but of course Callum can't do that, so hopefully they'll come up for air in a few moments' time now. There we go. But thank you very much to our two girls there. I think we need to put our hands together for them once again, please, everybody. However, I do think we might have left Khaled splashing around over in the pool over there. I don't think he's too pleased about that, with the amount of splashing he's making there. Can we send one of you in to grab him for us? So Anya's going to come in, and she's going to demonstrate just how powerful she is. So Khaled's got her into the right position, and she's able to tow Khaled along in the water here. And we can even give Khaled a wave while she's doing this here, but this is just demonstrating just how powerful our sea lions really are, and of course how buoyant they are in the water, being able to tow herself and Khaled along. Very, very impressive. Once again, can we give them a big round of applause, please? Now, this next bit of water work we're going to do involves a behaviour called porpoising. Now, sea lions, seals, dolphins, even penguins do this behaviour, but funnily enough, porpoises, such as whales, they don't do it, so we're not completely sure where the name came from. However, you'll see our sea lions come completely out of the water for this porpoising behaviour through the hoops. And of course this is a natural behaviour. Again, they do porpoise like this to gain speed in the water. You can see it when our sea lions are playing around, and of course it really helps just to lessen the resistance of the water when they come out, to gain speed very, very easily. But I think that's really, really impressive, guys. Can we have a big round of applause again for them? Now, for our next part of the display, we are going to be looking at a few predator behaviours, because of course sea lions, they are predators. They can eat up to 50 different kinds of fish, and this can include squid and octopus, and they'll use really long flexible necks to enable them to catch these fish as well. A little bit like catching hoops as well, and this means then that we can test it with our sea lions. So here we go, Gina's catching them now. Let's have a big cheer for this last one. There we go, everybody. Well done, Gina. Very, very impressive indeed, thank you. And of course she's got forward-facing eyes, just like we do as well, which means she can spot exactly where those hoops are coming from. And even if it's fish, she can snap them up very, very easily. But of course, we know that fish don't live on land, so Gina's just going to demonstrate how she can use this behaviour in the water for us now. So again, we need some big cheers for each one Gina's going to get. She's going to work really hard for us. There's one. We've got number one and number two. We've got that one as well. Come on, let's get that all the whole set. There we go, making it look very, very easy today there, Gina. Thank you. I think she's probably going to ask for another round of applause. There we go. Of course, she's a cheeky sea lion. Now, our sea lions can actually get up to about 20 miles an hour in the water. They are no slouch at all on land or in the wet stuff as well. But now it is time to look at a different behaviour and a different feature they've got that helps them to catch fish in the water. And this one involves their whiskers. They've got 38 on either side of their heads, and they're very, very sensitive. In fact, they're so sensitive they can use them to find the balancing point of a ball. Just like Anya's doing here. All of her whiskers are completely raised up, feeling around for where that ball is moving to. And she can do exactly the same to detect fish in really dark, murky waters where she can't use her eyes as well. As you notice, her eyes are always focused on Charlie, waiting for that next signal from her, so she can pass it back between her and her sister and then back over to Charlie as well. Massive round of applause for our girls, please. But of course, as I said, our sea lions, they'd be using this behaviour in some really dark and murky waters where they can't use their eyes as well. And they'd be using them to catch fish. And as we know, fish don't live on land. So our two guys are now going to come into our sea lion pool and demonstrate just how they can use this behaviour in the water for us. Now this is a really difficult behaviour for sea lions to learn. In fact, we're training every single day. It can take them up to 5 years to learn how to do this, and some may never learn it at all. But as you can see, they made it back, eyes looking where they're going and what Charlie's doing as well. Let's give them a massive round of applause, please, everybody. That's very impressive. Now, of course, our sea lions, they are predators, but they're not the only predators that we would find in our oceans. There are other bigger ones that might even like to eat a sea lion, such as killer whales. And our sea lions, they're just not fans of those at all, as we can see. But luckily, we don't have any here at the zoo, guys. You don't need to worry about those. But it's not just killer whales, there are also other predators that they may be in danger from. And Gina's very kindly going to come down to the water and do an impression of such an animal. Now, we're not as big a crowd as earlier today, but I think we can be just as loud, because on the count of 3, we need everybody to be involved, and we need to shout out just what animal impression Gina's doing, everyone. So let's get everybody involved on a hot, sunny Saturday afternoon. On 3, here we go. 1, 2, 3. What do you think, Charlie? Did you hear them? She didn't hear you guys. Okay. Never mind. We can try again. And try again. We will. We can double that noise. Let's go. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Did you get them that time? Not quite. Okay, guys. I think we can do this one more time, and I think we can really blow the socks off of Charlie here as such. So on 3. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. She got you that time. Excellent, of course, thank you. She is doing an impression of a shark. Tiger sharks, bull sharks, maybe even great whites would like to eat a sea lion. But what would you do, Gina, if you saw one in the water? You get out there as quick as you could, onto dry land, and hide away. Which seems like a good idea to me. Massive round of applause, please, for our sea lions there. Now, of course, sea lions, they're not always as close to land as they might like when something like a shark is chasing them. So they need to use a very special few behaviours to get them out of trouble. And Anya's going to very kindly show us one of these now. So we need to give her an extra special cheer when Anya performs this for us. So when you're ready, Anya, we're all watching. Here we go. So there we have it, not 1 but 2 backflips from her. Very, very impressive. She's got a massive round of applause, please, everybody. And of course that creates lots of bubbles, and it really confuses whatever it is that's chasing her with a quick change in direction as well. Now, for this next bit, we are going to be joined by another one of our sea lions, and she's very, very young. In fact, she's about 2 years old, and she's only really just started taking part in our displays in the last 2 months or so, and her name is little Zana. And Zana is going to come over and join us on her little stand, which you can see is specially prepared for her there on the beach for this last part of our display today. Because next up we're going to be talking about something that not only affects sea lions, but can even affect animals in our zoo as well as in the wild, and it's going to be about litter. And Zana is going to be with us for this part as we talk about litter, because it is a big threat to our animals, and the wind or even pesky seagulls can pick litter up, hasn't made it into a bin, and drop it into our animal enclosures. Now this is a really big danger, and it can be litter just like Charlie's got, but she's really, really naughty. She's going to throw it into the sea lion pool. However, Gina is very good because she does the right thing with her litter. She knows exactly where it should go, don't you, Gina? Oh, not quite that time. So if it doesn't go in the first time, of course you need to pick it back up, and then you need to pop it into the bin for us there. Big round of applause to you there, Gina. And of course, this is a really important message, because one marine mammal and one marine bird does die every few moments due to plastic rubbish pollution in our oceans. Now, of course, what you're seeing, Charlie's just got Gina to do it again there for us, because we don't want to teach Gina that the right thing to do is miss first time and then get it in the second time. So she'll get a big reward for getting it right the second time there for us. And obviously we really do appreciate it if you can make sure your litter makes it into our bins around the zoo, or even if you just take it home with you and dispose of it once you get home. But right now you have seen, of course, our sea lions. They've been getting their favourite fish awards throughout today's display. And now it's time for them to show what a good bond they have with our trainer. So Zana, this is her favourite behaviour at the moment. She really enjoys her hugs with her trainers. And Anya also might have a little bit of a hug for Charlie in a few moments' time. So let's have a look to see if Anya's got anything for Charlie here this afternoon. She does indeed. She's got her full body hug.
Aww.
Which is really good to see, of course. And now we need to see if Gina really does actually enjoy working with Charlie as well. Of course she does there, she's got Charlie. Another sea lion hug. I expect they are really rather fishy though, I have to say. But of course, you guys with meet and greets might be able to find out just how fishy a sea lion is in a few moments' time. But right now it's time for our sea lions to leave you with a very special sea lion goodbye today. So please put your hands together one final time. Make lots of noise for Gina, Anya, Zana, Khalid, and of course Charlie today as well, please everybody. Thank you ever so much for coming along. And of course, if you have a sea lion meet and greet, then please do make yourself aware to myself and come down to this area of our seating area, and we'll get you seated, organised into your groups and in to meet the sea lions after our display today. But again, thank you ever so much for coming along. We hope you enjoy the rest of your day here at Blackpool Zoo and have safe onwards journeys. And if you do have any questions, myself and the trainers will be around for the next couple of moments.
I'll be